Should XRP holders be worried about this new collaboration between Linea, Consensus, and Swift? Or is there already information and connections that we can point to say, we've been here connected to Swift this whole time? XRP and Ripple have already done all of the hard work. It's right in front of us, and let me show you that. A good friend of mine sent me a text message this morning and asked me, Sensei, is this true? He sent me this article. It says Ripple partners with Swift, expanding XRP's reach to 11,000 banks. I called him and said, Scott, it's absolutely true. Let me do a video today to really explain all of this. So big shout out to Scott for getting this started. This video is dedicated to you, my man. Okay, so here it is. Ripple's partnership with Thunes integrates XRP into Swift's global network of 11,000 banks. Yes, it does. The SEC granted Ripple a no action letter allowing registered advisors and broker dealers to hold XRP for institutional custody. The integration with Swift opens up new liquidity pathways for Ripple, allowing access to traditional banking infrastructure. Ripple's move to connect XRP with Swift helps address scalability issues and boost global adoption. This regulatory approval removes key barriers for large institutions to adopt and securely store XRP. So you can go to thunes.com here, 130 payout countries, 90 collection countries, 320 payment methods, and 80 different currencies. And yes, Ripple's infrastructure is connected through this. And so Wrath Economin, who's an account I love to highlight here on X, please make sure that you're following this man, says money runs on connectivity. Ripple partnered Thunes plugged its pay to bank service into Swift. This means Ripple liquidity is routed through Thunes and can reach any Swift connected bank, said to cover 11,000. And a lot of people say Swift, getting this new blockchain, updating their infrastructure layer where they can send messages on blockchain will help speed things up, but it's still not a settlement layer. Swift is not a financial market infrastructure. They are an IT company. Listen to this. Listen.
I think I would like to move to the first topic that we will be covering today, and that is Swift and the oversight conducted on Swift by the National Bank of Belgium. Now, I guess that for this audience, most of you are familiar with Swift and what Swift is doing, but still I put some figures on this slide underscoring the importance of Swift. So first, maybe to reiterate or clarify, Swift itself, it's not a financial institution, it's not a financial market infrastructure, but it is a critical service provider to many financial market infrastructures. So actually, Swift is an IT company providing financial messaging services to FMIs and financial institutions.
Swift is a messaging company providing IT services to banks and financial institutions. They are not a settlement layer. They never have been, right? They never probably will be. I don't want to say never because you never know what Swift's going to do, but I'd imagine this is a thing that people are not considering. They're not thinking about this, right? You can speed up the messaging part. That's fantastic. Move it to blockchain, make it all transparent. But how do you settle? You still need a settlement asset or a settlement layer to do all of this. And we know that Ripple and XRP, through their partnerships, is that settlement layer. For a lot of us, that is what we believe. Thunes, Swift, 3 billion mobile wallets connected. So not just 11,000 banks, but you also have 3 billion mobile money wallets. How many adults are there in the world? 6, 7 billion? You almost have half of the world being able to be connected through one company, one Ripple partnership. Chad Steingraber says Swift digital wallets through Thunes. The Swift network offers a way to make cross-border payments while mitigating many of these barriers. However, the system is not perfect and does not allow the use of other payment methods. Thunes is transforming the way Swift pay to wallets. Without additional integration, Swift members can send messages to Thunes, which then uses direct global network to transfer funds and digital wallets across the world. So Thunes messaging service, not the settlement layer. You still need something like Ripple, XRP, or RLUSD to make all of this make sense. And you have an even bigger connection here. You have MasterCard, right? MasterCard has been working with Ripple for quite a long time. We've seen all the different collaborations. We've seen Ripple and Visa getting to bidding wars over a company that was using Ripple's technology and multiple times. And so when you take a look and you zoom back here, you see Swiss Route, you see MasterCard, you see Thunes, you see Ripple, you see Alchemy Pay. All right. And also here's some additional information. Ripple is directly connected to Thunes through a significant and expanding partnership aimed at transforming global cross-border payments. Thunes is a major payments infrastructure provider based in Singapore. Into its direct global network of SmartX treasury system. This collaboration began in 2020 and was significantly expanded in 2025. That was the SWIFT announcement. Allows Ripple's enterprise clients and banks to leverage Thunes network for real-time local currency payouts in 130 countries, spanning 320 payment methods, connecting billions of bank accounts and wallets worldwide. Crucially, Thunes' integration into traditional payment rails does not stop at Ripple. Thunes Pay to Banks service is now incorporated into the SWIFT network, which connects 11,000 banks globally. By integrating Ripple-powered liquidity and routing it through Thunes, transactions can now be delivered to any SWIFT-connected bank. We already have what we need to be successful here in the blockchain space with XRP and with financial market infrastructures and with SWIFT. We already are connected. We are not working on a pilot to see if this is going to work. We have already reached a point of adoption here in this Thunes example. All right. And so here's some additional connections, Ripple connections with Thunes and SWIFT. We went over a lot of this already. I don't want to regurgitate all of this to you. Thunes is currently the most prominent Ripple partner, providing the crucial bridge between Ripple XRP and the greater SWIFT network. Gold has been the backbone of the financial system for centuries. But what happens when you mix blockchain and Wall Street? Forget slow, old school investing. Today, we're breaking down how Streamex is kicking open the vault door and turning a $24 trillion gold market into real, unstoppable digital assets. If you heard the hype around tokenization, real-world assets, buckle up. This might be bigger than Bitcoin ever was. Let's dive into and see what Streamex is about to flip the script on the future of commodities. What is Streamex? Streamex is setting out to revolutionize the commodity markets with institutional-grade platform designed for tokenized real-world assets. Starting with gold, imagine frictionless investing in gold, silver, oil, and more, all powered on blockchain 24/7. Global liquidity and instant settlement. Streamex merges scale and transparency of traditional finance with programmability of crypto, bringing real-world assets out of the vaults and into dynamic markets anybody can access. How Streamex actually works. Streamex's gold represents real LBMA accredited gold bullion, securely vaulted and fully backed. Every token's backing and ownership is provable and tracked on chain, allowing for fractional investments. People can get started with as little as just $1. And here's the twist. Thanks to a partnership with Monetary Metals, these tokens actually generate gold-denominated yield, making your gold work for you rather than just sitting idle. Yield flows back to holders, compounding their positions over time, truly evolving gold exposure in the digital age. Security, compliance, and transparency are not compromised. Streamex is licensed and regulated exempt market dealer in Canada and is working toward a US broker-dealer license, complete with robust KYC and AML controls. Streamex's leadership features co-founder CEO Henry McPhee plus chairman Morgan Langstrom, both bringing expertise from blockchain, commodities, and enterprise sectors. Their deep bench of strategic advisors includes big names in mining and finance like Frank Giustra and Sean Rusin, reinforcing Streamex's credibility in real-world asset tokenization. If the future of tokenized gold and commodities has your attention, check out the investor deck I have below. Has all of the product features and everything that you need to know about Streamex. Take a look at them today if you want to be a part of this tokenized future. Let's get back to the video, all right? And you also, Smoke has also pointed this out. He says how Swift GPI takes into RippleNet and XRP through Ripple partners using HTTPS and APIs without a direct Swift to Ripple relationship. And as you can see, here is the interconnection at the bottom: HTTPS API, Temenos, SAP, CGI, RippleNet, all of these different partners. And then on top of all of this, you have connections with Finastra into Swift and Ripple. Let me show you.
Your institution manages many thousands or perhaps millions of payments and financial messages every day from multiple back-office systems, and they need to be executed through a variety of global, regional, and domestic market infrastructures. Managing the processing of these messages is complex. Your institution needs a solution that alleviates this complexity, not adds to it. It's time for the future of financial messaging from Finastra. Our customizable solution for connectivity to SWIFT and other market infrastructures increases efficiency, reduces risk, and grows with the needs of your business. Plus, it's extensible to real-time payment services and alternative payment service providers. Our integration hub and technical gateways connect to your back-office systems, offering a single connection point and consistent application of your business rules for all the market infrastructures and payment networks you use.
See it? You see it, right? You see it, right? Payment service providers. Ripple, MasterCard, and Thunes. You see those connected a lot, right? You have the messaging layers here, but you need the settlement layer. You need both. SWIFT doesn't do settlement. They never have. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point here. All right, let's keep going. I can play a little bit more of this to show you.
Our core platform supports straight-through processing and manual message handling with advanced integration features and format transformation available. It all starts with our flagship software as a service solution.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Chad also posted this SWIFT app profile for official approval of Finastra Fusion in trade finance. Finastra, MasterCard, Thunes, RippleNet. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on this page here. It talks about different messaging and overview, standards, directories, SWIFT integration here, SWIFT messaging standard supported messaging features, geographical reach, where this is, where this can go. And then there's just a bunch of just different data points on here if you want to take a look at that. Also here, just showing you again, I've shown this many times on the channel, but this is kind of what the back end looks like here. Finastra is connected into all of this. And you can use Ripple XRP for settlement through any of this if you so choose to. Let me just go ahead and SWIFT, Finastra, RippleNet, XRP, Fed now. And then of course, here's some additional information from a community post from Deanna. Let's just take a look at what she's saying about all this. Ripple just went for Swift's throat. Thunes deal opens 130 countries and billions of wallets. Forget pilot projects. Ripple just tapped Thunes, a Singapore-based payments beast handling 130 countries. Yes, yes, yes. Who is Thunes really? Most people have never heard of them. That's the point. Thunes is the plumbing behind the scenes. Direct links to 80 currencies, access to 3 billion mobile money wallets, M-Pesa, Gcash, WeChat Pay, that's big in China, 4 billion accounts worldwide. Goes on to talk about Ripple didn't just partner with fintech, it chose the last mile king of payments. Thunes already powers remittances, e-commerce, even NGO aid flows. With Ripple plugged in, these corridors can now settle in seconds with XRP. The Swift kill shot, Swift equals messaging, Ripple plus Thunes equals settlement. So this is what I've been trying to get across to you guys, right? This is the main thing everyone needs to understand. Swift can do all the collaboration it wants. It can do all the testing it wants. Actually, this is great for the industry. Seeing a messaging giant like Swift finally realizing that, hey, blockchain is the key. The blockchain is the solution to lower the cost on some of these messages, right? The problem Swift has is you can speed up the messaging all you want, but you still are dealing with Nostro, Vostro accounts, yours and mine, right? Where you have money locked up all over the world. That is the key problem. Right now, trillions of dollars are just going dormant when that money could be brought into countries and used for growth. Think about if you got an extra $1 trillion, right? I would imagine the US has anywhere from maybe $2 to $5 trillion locked up around the world. It could be more, but other countries, think about your country. If your banks could take back all of this stale Nostro Vostro money, start providing business loans and new services to customers, student loans so people could go to school, all of these different things could start happening and growth could start exploding. We already have a reduction here of businesses needing funding from banks and they can't get it, right? And that's what XDC and a few other projects are trying to solve with trade finance. But we're seeing a $2 to $5 trillion extra is needed per year to fund some of these businesses and growth. And the reason we're not seeing a ton of growth right now around the world is because the world is contracting and money is harder to get to because money is still very expensive to move. Now, the future in my eyes, of course, is stablecoins, and you need a neutral bridge asset to go and work providing all the liquidity. We're also not even talking about tokenized assets here. Payments is a big use case. It's the biggest use case that we see around the world handling today right now, but we're also talking about the tokenization of financial products. And when you add up all of those products together, tokenization becomes a bigger problem to solve. We've only brought on $26 billion of tokenized value so far on chain. That's all, 26 billion out of $2 quadrillion. We are not even at 0.25% yet. So to say that this is all about to get started, it's about to get very interesting, is an understatement. And when you own a piece of these digital assets, whether it's XRP or XLM, depending on how they are adopted globally, you own a piece of that financial system, a new financial system that is based on everything that you've learned. And banks understand how important this is because